lazy or useless? Kara Kennedy on why Harry Meghan stepped down as working royals. Greetings and a gracious welcome to the World of Royal Staffs channel. Good day. Today's topic is a much debated issue that has captured the world's attention: the dynamic duo that is Meghan Markle and Prince Harry. Our focus will be on Kara Kennedy's article in The Spectator, which contains some particularly delightful snark that I couldn't help but relish. It's going to be a fascinating and engaging conversation, and I am thrilled to have you all here to join us. It seems as though the couple has lost all their journalist friends. Besides The Sun and Daily Mail, I haven't seen many places writing positively about them these days. People magazine fawns over them regularly. Now, for those who don't know, People magazine is a tabloid celebrity rag in the US, and it's pay for play. All its fawning comes with an invoice and will stop as soon as the cash flow from Montecito stops. It's sad to say, but People and Us are nothing but trash mags now. They used to do legitimate interviews in the 70s and 80s. But now, it's a glossier National Enquirer. And they get celeb gossip wrong all the time with nothing but a source close to nonsense. Of all the lie books, People didn't even used to be classified among them because it was a reputable weekly publication. But I guess I must have missed it when they turned into a full-on tabloid maxipad. Now, let's talk about why Meghan and Harry stepped down as working royals. They said it would provide their family with the space to focus on the next chapter, including the launch of their new charitable entity, Archewell. Just 1 month before, the Sussexes had launched their Archewell website, with childhood photos of themselves with their mothers, Doria Ragland and the late Princess Diana. The official letter read, "I am my mother's son, and I am our son's mother. Together we bring you Archewell. We believe in the best of humanity. Because we have seen the best of humanity. From our mothers and strangers alike." Now, let's not be fooled by the buzzwords they're throwing around. Arche is Greek for source of action, and according to Archewell's website, their action would include uplifting and uniting communities, local and global, online and offline, one act of compassion at a time to fuel systemic cultural change. But let's be real, it's all meaningless. Maybe you have to find the meaning, or maybe that's the point. But as they say, human nature loves a vacuum. Now, I am not one to gossip, but it seems like these two have been slacking off lately. After branching out from charity to the entertainment business with Archewell Audio's multi-million-pound agreement with Spotify, they only managed to produce one 33-minute holiday special in the first 611 days. But fear not, because Meghan has been keeping busy with her podcast, Archetypes. In it, she talks about words that offend her and signs off by saying that she finally feels seen. Who knows if she'll have anything left to say after her possible memoir, the Meghan-Harry Netflix series, and the relaunch of her blog, The TIG, or Get Backward. Genuinely, the relaunch of her blog was hardly surprising. The main reason for leaving the royal family was always to monetize their titles. They wanted to push crap through Sussex Royal, but that went south. Hence the Goop-styled blog. The charity had always been a way to evade taxes, and none of them ever wanted to be involved in that, especially considering the contempt they have for the peasants. But the more important is, Archewell has released tax filings for 2021 and they show what we all knew to be true the whole time. Meghan and Harry have spent the last 3 years doing very little at all. The documents show that the couple worked a grand total of 1 hour each a week at the foundation, racking up a timesheet of 52 hours in a year. And I know what you're thinking. Besides of social media presence and instruct their nanny, cooks, and housekeepers on how they want things done. But come on, do you have any idea how time-consuming it is to check everything written about you on so many social media platforms? And don't forget about filming the mockumentary and writing WA. They were indeed very busy. The half-witted hypocrite has always been an idle tyke, even as a child. He knew he didn't need to bother as he would be looked after due to who he was. Lazy, entitled, self-focused, and deeply unpleasant. He and the narcissistic psychopath he foolishly married deserve one another. In 2021, they gave out an impressive $3 million, £2.4 million, in grants to refugee resettlement charities and funding for COVID-19 vaccines, which is a fantastic achievement in itself. It also managed to raise an astounding $13 million, £10.5 million, from benefactors, which is definitely something to be proud of. However, the question that is on everyone's mind is, how did they raise that kind of money? And why did they only receive a meager $4,500, £3,600, in public donations? It's a puzzling question, and the answer could leave you surprised. The fact that they only raised $4,500 in public donations. It's abysmal, to say the least, especially considering their massive push for COVID-19 vaccines in 2021. Their efforts should have raised their profile and got a lot of publicity for Archewell. They even held a pop concert with J.Lo, and Ben Affleck made an appearance. However, despite their star-studded efforts, they only managed to raise $4,500 in private donations, which is an embarrassing sum. Maybe the reason why they couldn't raise more is that they aren't as popular as they claim to be. Many people in the US don't seem to care about Harry and Meghan, which could be why they only received such a paltry amount. They may have always started from a low base and found it challenging to raise their profile with the general public. Even their highly anticipated Netflix series and memoir, which they undoubtedly hoped would change that narrative, have not been well received by everyone. As one quote from nearly everyone I know in the US goes, "I don't care about Harry and Meghan. They are not nearly as popular as they would like to believe, and the public seems to be indifferent towards them. Perhaps they should put their money where their mouth is or get some, as their lack of popularity is pitiful." First, take a look at Archewell as a workplace. The turnover rate is staggering, with staff coming and going like disposable forks. But even with this high turnover, the foundation doesn't seem like a bad place to work. After all, the royal couple doesn't take a salary for their hard work. Instead, the CEO James Holt works just 1 hour a week and receives a whopping $59,846 £48,000 salary, plus an additional $3,832 £3,000 in benefits. That's an astonishing $1,224 £980 an hour for 1 hour of work a week. But move beyond the issue of salaries and take a look at the foundation's supposed charitable endeavors. Their stated goal is to bring harmony to communities and uplift the light in people's hearts, but what does that actually mean? It's a nebulous, meaningless goal that lacks any real targets or measurable outcomes. If Archewell was a genuine foundation with real charitable goals, they would have performance targets in place, such as finding paid employment for 100 parolees to help them integrate back into the community or creating 50 apprenticeships to support young school leavers from low-income backgrounds. But, alas, Archewell is not a genuine foundation. Instead, Prince Harry and Meghan Markle appear to be using it as a money-laundering enterprise. They piggyback onto projects set up by others to get some reflected glory and stolen kudos. They have no real intention of doing any work to make a difference in the world, despite their lofty rhetoric. So why did Harry and Meghan step down as working royals? They may claim it was due to institutional racism, tabloids, privacy, or big bad men in grey suits. But the truth may be more prosaic. The life of a working royal means work, and that's something they simply don't want to do. As the saying goes, talk is cheap. And in the case of Archewell, it appears that Harry and Meghan's talk of making a difference in the world is nothing more than cheap talk. Thanks for watching this far. If you enjoyed this content and want to stay up to date on more thought-provoking discussions, be sure to hit that subscribe button and share with your friends and family. We appreciate you spending your time with us and look forward to having you back for more exciting video in the future.